Hi. So today we are updating my placeholders in my binders. I currently just have black sleeves as my placeholders, but my plan was always to have individual placeholders for whatever cards I was missing. But at the time when I was prepping my binders, I was over it. It's been almost a year since I've been playing with my binders. And I never stopped because every time I had somewhat finished or almost finished, I hated the idea and I decided to do it all over again. And I kept wanting written placeholders on paper and not sleeves, but I didn't have the patience or I am not young anymore, and honestly the thought of doing something for more than 20 minutes tires me out. So I kept going back on that idea and just using sleeves and stuff, but I still, at the back of my mind, still really wanted to do it, but I could never figure out a way of doing it because my handwriting's not the best and I can't center for shit. So I was gonna do printables and just use somebody else's design and just write whatever card it was and it'd be all fine and dandy, but then my printer broke on me and it was just a big deal. So I went to just black sleeves. But now I want my black sleeves for something else. So we need to take those black sleeves out and put all the placeholders in. The placeholders are already all done. I've been doing them for the past week and a half or so. I'm still not done, but I'm done for whatever we're doing today. Today we're doing my main binders, my big binders. I have 8 of them. I don't know how much of this I'll be able to film since I think I might be running out of storage on my phone. So because I'm the way I do my placeholders is I take pictures of my pages and then as I'm doing the placeholders, I'm deleting those pictures. Still have a lot of the placeholders left to do, so I still have a lot of pictures in my inbox. And granted, they're very small pictures, meaning they don't take up a lot of room. There is quite a lot of them. So not sure how long this video is going to take, if I'm going to do some cuts, if I'm going to do some time lapses. I am definitely going to do speed up parts, but I don't know if I'm going to cut some of it out or not. But yeah, we shall start with all my placeholder piles are on the side. We shall start with the smallest binders. By that I mean the binders I have the least amount of placeholders to put in. So with that, actually, the first one is the a.c.e and n.flying one. So here is the a.c.e and n.flying binder. In these big binders, I only have my main biases. I don't have any full groups, top 2, top 3, any of that. I just have the main biases that I'm focusing on, just so I can keep my focuses separate or my priorities separate. If it's in a big binder, that means it's a priority. And if it's in a A5 binder, an A5 wide binder, that means it's a lower priority. So that's why I've separated my main biases from the rest of the group, even though I kind of sort of collect some full sets. I just like to have them separate so that I don't know. It makes sense to me, okay? So this is the one where it has wow from a.c.e and xikers from n.flying. So I technically don't have that many placeholders to do because I only do placeholders for album cards and some pre-order cards in some instances, and I will point that out later. But mostly I just do placeholders for album cards, and I put pre-order cards on a separate page or within the album cards if there's not enough album cards to make a page look good. So these are the only placeholders I have for this whole binder for WoW and xikers are just these 5 ones. And I've also kind of sort of decided to put some color in my binders because, as you can see, my binders are white. I use white dragon shield sleeves to indicate that no card is going to be there. So I wanted a little bit of color, so I busted out my many markers and decided to choose my fat Sharpie highlighters for these because I have multiple colors of those, and I do like having a wide pen nib, whatever. I think it looks better for the style I was going for like this cursive calligraphy, like very thin that I wanted to put over. I thought the fatter the pen, the better it would look. So these are how my placeholders used to look like. I had just put one placeholder for whatever album it was, and then as you can see on this page, it was put on the most top. So like it would have been here if this one was empty. So, and then the rest are just black sleeves. But as I said, I want to use my black sleeves for another collection. It's not a new collection. I just want to put J-pop back into black sleeves, how I had them before, because I want to use the binders that J-pop are in for other groups. I am completely revamping my collections, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do videos for all of them, but I have a few videos in mind for some of them, because these types of videos are the longest and the most daunting to do, and I am lazy and old and in pain. So I am trying to do the quickest ones, I guess, but I'm already like almost 7 minutes in and I haven't even started yet. So let's just get into this. I am just going to speed up this binder, and because it's not that important, to be honest. Okay? And that is it for this binder. I do not write what version I'm missing on these except for a few exceptions, but honestly, 98% of the time I do not write the versions because off the top of my head I can't remember version names. And I feel like just like, you know, I know that these ones will be the same and these ones will be the same, so I don't necessarily have to write the versions. I can sort of remember. 9 times out of 10 I remember. Next up will be my Twice Jihyo binder. And here she is. Jihyo has her own binder because she has a lot of cards. So for Jihyo, I have a little bit more. This is the lovely stack for Jihyo. It's mostly her solo cards because I've been super slacking on her solo cards. So I will just start putting them in. And there you go. I've been crooked, but I guess it really doesn't matter. This is an awkward setup. I am very much aware. But as I said, her solo, I am having the hardest time finding her cards. I don't understand why her cards are so much more expensive than Nayeon's ever were. I am very, very, very thankful that I managed to pull these two, because these two seem to be the most high in demand cards from her solo. So yeah, that is really all I have for Jihyo. Oh, there's nothing more. Next up will be Yoonga from i-dle. So Yoonga has his own binder as well. There's really a lot of room in here. I just didn't know who to pair him with, so I just gave him his own binder. Because i-dle have a lot of pre-order cards and I'm crazy and I want all of them. So I need a big binder, and I'm planning on setting up for all the pre-order cards because right now I don't have that set up, but that's going to be a future thing because I can only do one thing at a time. This is the stack that I have for Yoonga. And as of right now, the only Yena album cards that I need are his 1-9 cards. I have finished his album cards. I am so excited. Thank you to Pokemarket and Mercari Japan. So let's get into this. And there you go. I do have all of these coming. The Eternally ones I mostly have coming from Mercari Japan, but the last First Love and Action cards I have coming from Pokemarket. I'm so excited. And if you want to know, like, oh, I turned to the right page. If you want to know, like, how I said I have a lot of pre-order cards, I just have all my pre-order cards, like, after their respective era, just kind of continuing in a pattern like this. I like to group outfits together, but I just want you to show how many pre-order cards I have for First Love. And I like, this isn't even all of them. This is a little over half. So I have 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages, 4 pages. I have more on the way, and 5 pages. That one. I have more on the way. When I was organizing these, I decided to leave room for the First Love ones that I had coming in on the way, but I am going to eventually have everything set up so that I have spaces for every single pre-order, because it's so satisfying seeing other K-pop photocard collector YouTubers, whatever, say like, oh, this is Apple Music round 2, and then take out their little filler and put that. I want to do that too. I have FOMO. So the next one will be my ftisland binder, I think. So this is my ftisland binder, and I lied. This actually does contain full group because I only collect 4 members of ftisland for reasons, and if I take Minhwan out, who is my bias, and put him separately, there's only 3 members left. So what I did is I combined all 4 and left them in this binder so that Minhwan could be with the rest of his cards, because I don't collect all of ftisland's cards in full sets, just the Japanese cards. So I have his Korean cards here. So I didn't want to have, like, you know, just his Korean cards in a binder and then all the Japanese cards in an A5, because it looks great in an A5. A 4-member group looks great. So I decided to do like 8 patterns, as you'll see. But I am missing a lot of other members. I am done my Minhwan collection. I have bought his new Sage photo cards, so I do have those on the way. They'll just go here, but I have some pre-order cards coming too, so it'll fill up the page. I am trying to get more because they have a lot of pre-order cards for this era compared to Lockup. This isn't all of them, but there's only a few that I'm missing for Lockup, but for Sage, they have a lot more. And they're a little bit expensive this time around, which is weird because Minhwan is like the cheapest member in ftisland, so yeah, we shall get right to it. Okay, so I apologize for the weird cut. I was going to continue, but I realized about when I was almost done that I wasn't even filming. I always wondered how people didn't realize that they were filming. Now I know. It's when you're not actually looking at the camera and don't realize that you're not filming because you got interrupted by somebody at the door. So yeah, I will show you what I did. Cause yeah, we'll just, yeah, you know. So basically I have it going this way in age order because Minhwan's the youngest, and then going this way in age order for all of their Japanese albums. So I am missing a lot of photo cards for their older releases, and then it gets a little bit fuller towards the end. And this is their first release as 3. And then they had a new release which had no album photo cards but pre-order photo cards. I don't know what the situation was with those, but I have them. They're coming. So that is it for my ftisland binder. The next binder will be my Pak Jihoon binder. So here is my Jihoon binder. I have this fat stack to put in it because he has way too many cards. And I am missing so many of them. So many. So I do have his 101 stuff in here too, but like that is not a priority. It will probably be the last thing I buy from him. And that is it for Jihoon. I am having a hard time with his newer album. The cards are so expensive on Mercari Japan. I wish he was on Pokemarket because I don't have that many cards left to finish because I have this whole set coming. So 360 will be finished. I have 3 eras completely finished for him. And I am so close to finishing everything. I wish he was on Pokemarket. Pokemarket, are you hearing me? Please make it happen. Last time I wished for an artist to be on Pokemarket, they were. And it was n.flying. So please listen to me. Next up is Yena. I am also not doing that great. She is on Pokemarket though. So I am getting a little bit more of her cards. But I'm still missing quite a lot. I have this Hard Eyes card coming in. I am so excited because these are the only 3 cards that I'm missing to complete her Eyes 1 era album photo cards. So yeah. Okay, I made a mess over here. So that is it for Yena. As you saw, I have like barely anything for Hate XX. I need to work my butt off and get those cards. So I have 2 binders left. I just grabbed the first one that was on top, and it is my boy groups binder. So this is the stack that goes in here. It is multiple groups in this binder, but it is all groups that I do plan on collecting a little bit more thoroughly. Non-album cards, pre-order, fan sign cards, and the likes. But yeah, so first off we have blitzers, and I collect Jinhwa. So just let's do it. And that was it for Jinhwa. Next up we have boynextdoor, and I collect Jihoon, but I don't have any of his cards at the moment, but I do have some on the way. All right, that is it for boynextdoor, and next up is enhypen. Oh, enhypen. I don't know what I was trying to say there, but and I collect Heesung, and I do collect all of Heesung's album cards, and I do collect very specific pre-order cards that I want to use to fill my pages so that I have complete 9 pocket page. There's a few groups that I do want to do that to just fill up a page. There's some groups where it doesn't matter what pre-order card that I get. But there are some groups like enhypen, and then there's another group, girl group, that I do the same, where I pick specific cards. Now I know that some are more expensive than others, but I specifically pick those cards so that my pages look good. So yeah, we shall start. Alright, so I haven't set up for orange blood quite yet, because I'm not 100% sure what comes with. I want to see what the cards look like and what the pre-order cards look like so I could figure out a very pretty layout for all of my cards. And I am having a very hard time with dark blood, as you saw. Next group in here is mirae, and I collect Kael. Mirae, or Kaya specifically, is another idol that I want to collect pre-order cards to fill the page, but in this instance, I don't really care which one it is. I just want the page to be filled with album cards and pre-order cards. And because Mirae usually, they had 4 photo cards, then 6 photo cards, but recently they've been doing 3 or 2. So it's a lot of pre-order cards, but Mirae pre-order cards are very cheap. And they're also very cute. As you'll notice, I already have some. But the thing is I had prepped these as like having it all be black fillers, meaning I will put a card there, but I think not to like make it worse on me, I will put white fillers where I am planning on putting a pre-order card, but I don't have one. But I don't have my white fillers with me, so I will be doing that at a later date. So I will just start and put the fillers in, or the placeholders in. And that is it for mirae. All where there are black sleeves will eventually be white sleeves, and it'll eventually be pre-order cards filling up those spaces. For our turn, these are the album cards, so I already have those. Next up is xikers, and I collect hyunu. I do have some pre-order cards for hyunu, but I do put them separate because I do plan on getting a lot eventually, if I can. And then last in this binder, we have zerobaseone, and I want to collect hanbin. I do want to collect pre-order cards for hanbin too, because they're essentially the cutest cards ever on this planet. I love this man so much. He is the epitome of adorable. But I bought 6 of them on Mercari Japan for like normal pre-order card prices. Not like exuberant amounts, but like, you know, like how much a normal pre-order card would go for. And out of those 6, I'm pretty sure only these 2 were legit. And I still got doubts on that one. I know this one's legit because it's a lucky draw, but like I feel like I can't trust Mercari Japan anymore, especially not for a zerobaseone. So I'm gonna have to look elsewhere for my hanbin pre-order cards, and that is gonna be very expensive. So I don't know how long it'll last, or if I'm going to convert hanbin into one of those groups that I fill up the page with. So, except for this newer album, I think there's like 9 cards. So I'm not sure how that's gonna go. So yeah. So for melting point, I put in 9, but I don't know if I'm gonna collect the lenticular or not. So this might be rearranged as an 8 pattern. So that is it for this binder, and now we move on to the last binder of the day, which will be the other girl groups that I'm collecting. And here it is. It is significantly thicker than the boy groups because I collect the same amount. It's 6 and 6 in both, but the girl groups just have way more cards. So this is the stack we're putting in. It's crazy. Just because I am missing a lot of cards for these people. So we start off with Dreamcatcher, and Dreamcatcher is another one like enhypen where I am collecting pre-order cards to fill up the page, but I'm collecting very specific ones, and I am aware that Dreamcatcher is very expensive, so I don't think I'll ever be done this collection, but I am doing it anyways because I want to, and who knows, maybe I can find them for cheaper. Not cheap, but cheaper than they're going for. So I actually only start from the trio language onwards because the cards before that are a little bit more expensive, and to be honest, they're not my favorite cards. I do prefer the Tree of Language onwards. The concepts are a little bit funner, the selfies are a little bit prettier, and I collect Xion. I don't think I mentioned this, but you can see over here that I collect Xion. She's an expensive member, and the thing is, I've dropped her collection twice. I had most of these cards at some point in my life. So yeah, it is just great. Oh, I was gonna say you can see me, but it's very distorted, so you can't really see what I look like. Okay, we're good. So let's get started. Okay, that is it for Xian, and that noise you just heard was the garage door opening underneath me. I'm in the living room, and where I live, the neighbors, owners of this whole house thing, have a garage underneath my apartment. So, yeah. The next group in here is i.dle, and I collect Mian. And Mian is one of those people that I do want to collect as many pre-order cards as I can, but she's very expensive. So I was thinking maybe I could just fill up a page, but I can't because the last two eras, the cards fit a full page perfectly on their own. So I'm at a loss. I don't know what to do, but I don't have any of her pre-order cards yet, so that'll be a problem for future me. All right, that is it for Mian. Next up is Itzy, and I collect yeji. And since yeji is a very expensive person, I will be trying to get pre-order cards just enough to fill the page. That is very loud. To fill the page and move on. I wanted to get as many as I can from her, but I think I'm just gonna settle for enough to fill pages, because that will be hard too. So yeah, let's go. All right, that was it for Itzy. Next up is the Sserafim, and I collect Kazuha. For Kazuha, I do try to get as many pre-order cards as I can. They will not be filling spaces, they will be separate unless, let's say there's like 10 cards, so like I'll put one, you know, I'll make it work somehow, but I doubt I'll get every single one of them. So for now, I'm just separating them. And for Kazuha, I am also collecting the Japanese cards, but I am only collecting one page per era, including album photo cards, pre-order cards, merch cards, anything that has to do with that era is only going to be one page of it. Next up we have Loona, and I am collecting Vivi. She has been an alt bias for a long time, but Loona hasn't been an alt group. But I recently it's sad that I got back into Loona after everything that happened, but yeah, so I decided to recollect her, and we'll see how that goes. For pre-order cards and non-albums, I would like to get everything, but I am very aware that even though it's Vivi and she's one of the more cheaper members, she's still very expensive because it's Loona. And that is it for Loona. And the last group in here is Oh My Girl, and I collect Mimi. For Mimi, I would love to get everything, and I think that's a little bit more plausible because Oh My Girl pre-order cards aren't that expensive. So I think it's a goal that I can reach. So we'll see how far I get along into it, because I have quite a few of her pre-order cards coming and quite a few of her album cards. I am almost finished. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I am almost there and I am so excited. And that is it for this whole video of me replacing my placeholders in my main binders. I still have to replace placeholders, or actually make placeholders for my smaller binders, but I have a video planned for my A5 normal binders because I'm getting new ones in the mail and I'm planning on reorganizing them on camera with y'all. So yeah, that is it. I hope y'all enjoyed this more chill kind of video, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye!